understood the question was, you got a new client, you're happy to take on a new client, but their website is just
Yes.
10 years out of date.
Yes. And the first, I had a call with them, and when I talked to them, I was like, well, the first thing is your website needs to be redone. And they said, oh, well, I could probably get you the login and you can do some updates. And I said, no, it needs an overhaul. And so the other part is like explaining to them, I can look at it and just be like, this isn't going to work. But I need to better explain it, I think, to them, because this site was built in 2011. It looks like it was built in 2000. I mean, it's that, And so if I'm going to work on them with Google My Business, they're just not going to see the results. And if they had what is Google My Business? Send them to the website. What's this? Whoa, I don't even think it's mobile friendly. So I think that's kind of where I kind of, I'm like, of course you need a new website, but they don't think that, So I think that's kind of where.
Yeah, I have a philosophy to all my search clients that I don't build websites, and I will work as long as I possibly can with your existing website.
Mm-hmm.
But most clients will have to update their website sometime along the SEO campaign.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to put that off as long as we can, right? Because I want them investing in a good site. I don't want them building something cheap quick.
Yeah.
And so I have one client right now, and their speeds are terrible. The website is not built for conversion.
Mm-hmm.
They started looking at prices for websites, and they got really scared. And so we compromised and we moved it to Betterhost.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to have the conversation of, okay, your website's not any faster, and it's not really set up to convert, and it looks bad, and it is affecting your credibility. But I also have a year's worth of data with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put it in terms of data, and I can say, look at all the leads you got over the last year. If one of those leads became a customer, you can pay for a new website.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed more than one did.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about spending money on a website? Because we would get more if your website was built for conversion, was faster. Theirs is mobile friendly, but not. And so I that's what I do. But I also put it in terms of data, and then tell them we need to start thinking about this. And I give them a ramp up and say 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And we're 6 months from when we made this transition pretty soon. So now I can bring it up again and say, didn't really help.
Yeah.
But Tim, how do you handle these questions?
Oh, it's tough depending on who you're talking to and who values what we do, and those that know little about what we do. It tends to be harder to explain, right? It's like buying a house that needs a lot of work, and you're telling them that you need to tear it down and start over, right? And so a lot of times people think about websites in that context, that we can just get some login credentials and go in and wave our magic wand, and wow, it works, and it's beautiful and updated and fun and friendly. And sometimes even sites can be mobile friendly but not experience friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to think about not just having a website to have a website. Are they going to if they have a storefront, are they going to just have a really crappy looking storefront that has monsters all over the outside and doesn't look inviting, that's off brand, and that has a janky door that doesn't work and falls on people when they go in? If they have uniforms, are they wearing torn up clothing and stinky clothing that doesn't get washed, right? So I try to paint this visual picture for them and make it relative to other parts of their business, because their website is just a piece of their business. It's a piece of their brand messaging and their overall brand experience. And a lot of people just tend to just think that it's okay to just have anything up there, or people that just might be starting out, or they might be 5 years in and they created a Squarespace website that kind of works, but it's really slow and it's a really bad experience. You can't find the phone number, and the menu doesn't load. This was me this morning. So I had to call the place instead of doing their online schedule or booking or checkout, whatever. So I'm getting long-winded, but it's a hard thing to tackle, but I struggle with it very much because I'm often working with very small business owners, owner operators, solopreneurs, and it's harder to paint that picture. So I always talk about before they're, for me as a website builder, I'm talking about before, we're putting tons of money into the website, let's build the foundation properly first. And that goes, kind of along the same lines of like, okay, well, if your homepage says home as a page title, let's start there, and let's build a website properly, but let's start from scratch and do everything with a reason. Start with keyword research, make sure we're doing everything properly. We're not going to build a house on a cracked foundation, so let's fix the foundation first and let's go from there. I think that could be congruent with an SEO plan, and along the lines of starting with an SEO plan to identify all of the things that need to be fixed and what needs to make that next website work properly.
That's funny that you use that. I think that terminology is good, fixing the foundation first, because it's a home remodeling company.
I love that.
So
right.
I think that's a good analogy to use.
Right. And one job will pay for a new website for a home remodeling company. Okay.
You painted a great mental image with Tim. I love that idea.
I do.
What good is having a store with a janky window and employees who stink and have torn clothing, right? That's the same thing. You're welcome to our website. It's ugly. You can't trust us. We don't care about our personal appearance. And that's why I think, and that's why it's so early in the SEO process for Curious Ants to set up monthly reports that get sent to your clients. I want the clients as quickly as possible to be thinking about results. And if I can get that report in front of them sooner and faster and expect, I want them to see that this is not just something their website, you have to have a website. I don't want them to think that. I want them to see what their website can accomplish. And I kind of want them to see how few leads they are getting from their website. So that they can say, well, wait, nobody contacted me from my website? Or well, only one. Really, it's better if one person does. Because then you can say, yeah, you got one person. Really? Can we get more? Yes. If it's zero, then they're like, see, I told you no one wants to do business. And then you have a harder conversation of, well, maybe it's because you have a crappy website. No, nobody wants to, that's harder. One a month is better.
Right. Potential.
Potentially.